Echoes of Wisdom's an F tier. I fucking hate this. Like,
whoa, guys, we got a lot of games to go through, so let's hurry up.
Zelda
A tier.
Zelda 1, best game ever made.
Welcome back to Ghost Kid, everybody.
I'm Anton.
I'm Casey. We're here to fight about Zelda. We're gonna try to be quick because we got a lot to get through.
We got a lot. I think we have similar opinions about a good amount of them.
About a good amount of them. We should be good here, but we wanted to try a little tier list thing. We want to see how this goes over. Add a row below. I'm gonna add a row for haven't played.
Okay.
Haven't
played.
I
haven't played that. I haven't played Zelda
but
Adventure.
Could. Have not, but could.
For content?
Okay, let's start with Zelda 1.
Zelda number 1.
Start of the series, right? Like,
it's iconic. I think it's got a lot of really good design, especially for a game in the 80s. It was really, it's really like.
We're getting rid of E. We didn't need E.
Wow.
Didn't need E.
Why not? What's wrong with E?
Have but could.
I haven't beaten the first Zelda game. I think
I haven't beaten either.
Is the one thing that I would say it has going against it is it's a product of its time in that like it kind of relied on like the instruction booklet being like, oh, here's a couple of things here, and then
it's kind of cool in hindsight.
It's cool. It is cool in hindsight. Personally, I might put it's B or C for me. I'm
gonna leave it a C.
I think C's
Let's actually skip ahead because we just got a new game that came out.
Oh, but
kind of want to hear what you think.
What if we clip it for content at like the beginning and then be like, Echoes of Wisdom's an F tier. I fucking hate this. Like you clip that, and then we can give our opinion at the end.
At the very end.
Yeah, well, we could put it in the middle. Let's just put it like in the middle somewhere, and then we'll like.
We'll get
back to it. Yeah, we'll get back to it.
All right, Zelda 2. I think still fun. Haven't beat very hard. I'm throwing D.
Yeah. I think. Well, yeah. C or D is fine with me. I think D is fine.
Yeah.
I could accept that.
Yeah, it's just it has stuff going for it, but it's diversion from the main series.
I just like that it tried to change stuff up. It didn't stick.
Yeah.
But you know what? I really respect trying things out. It was interesting. It was an interesting experiment. I don't think it's a terrible game, but I don't have any desire to really play it.
Yeah. Anyway,
Casey.
So
Casey.
Just gonna fill some of these in. Okay. Link to the Past.
Oh, can I say a rule for this one? I think that we can each put an S tier. Okay. Just because we both have our favorites. I think that's.
Well, then let me just get that out of the friggin' way. I'm gonna just play this
Link
game.
to the Past is an A tier for me.
Is it A?
Yeah.
Really? I thought that was your
Link
favorite.
To the Past. No. That's not my. What do you mean you thought it was my favorite? You know what my favorite is?
Thought it was? No, I'm kidding.
Bitch.
Yeah, so, no, Link to the Past, I mean, let's talk Game 3. They already figured it out, right?
It's crazy. It's crazy how you play the first Zelda and you're like, oh, okay. I wonder what they could do with this. And then Link to the Past is just like, how about the entire fucking franchise?
Yeah, Link to the Past is like, hey, have you ever heard of another axis?
Have you heard of?
Remember how you had the X and Y?
Every game after this.
It really did. It really 100%. Did. I mean, the groundbreaking, still fun to play to this day. Still looks great to this day. It's hard, almost impossible to beat.
Yeah.
Except for me by Link's Awakening. No, look, Link's Awakening is my favorite Zelda game. I think it's weird. I think it's fun. I think it's a great game on the Game Boy. I think its graphics are great. I'm content not throwing it an S though.
I mean, remember, we each have a pick for S.
Yeah, I can wait on that. So again, to step back for a second, objectively as possible, I can throw that as like a B. Like it's kind of a game held back by its by the console it's on.
Interesting. This is very humble of you. I'm not going to do this with my
No, well, that yours is a conversation to have. Looking as objectively as possible at Link's Awakening, which again is my favorite Zelda game. It's held back by the Game Boy. It's not very long. Because of that, the dungeons aren't extremely detailed. The bosses aren't. Again, mind everybody, this is my favorite Zelda game. I'm trying to be as fair as possible. This game did a lot of things that Link to the Past did a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And that came out before it.
Yeah.
So I do think it's an important game. I love it. I think it's a B, but I can't justify putting it any higher.
Understandable. Yeah.
Unless I was going to... If this was favorite Zelda games list, yeah, I'd throw it way up there.
Yeah. I respect that. Totally.
Have you played any of the CDI games?
No.
Okay, then you know.
I haven't.
CDI. CD's eyes.
Oh, CD's eyes in your mouth. Don't eat eyeballs.
Mouth.
Don't eat eyeballs. Casey.
In your mouth.
Your mouth.
CD eyes.
I don't know what
honorary
these are.
CDI. Honorary
I don't
CDI.
know what those are.
BS.
I'm pretty sure these are like
extension
CDs or some weird random cereal box shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm also going to throw this
Tingles, Ruby Lands. Yeah, these don't count.
Yeah, we're here for fun. Okay.
Link's Awakening DX. It had Technicolor. Are we really going to differentiate it that way? That's why you were waiting the whole time.
That's why it's the best. It had the color dungeon, baby.
Oh, that's right. It did have the color dungeon. That is a distinction for sure. Yeah.
They upped it for that. I mean, it looked better,
cool.
but I'm gonna keep it same tier, just right next to each other. Same game, fun game, great game. Here's where we start losing fans.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. Well, I want to put an F tier, but at most I'd give it a D. Let's be honest. All right. I think we got enough people.
Let's be as real as possible.
Called us fucking no lifes and then clicked out of the video. It obviously. Yeah.
I mean, as much as people want to be as critical about it now as
I don't think it's a perfect
possible.
game for sure, but come on, man. It has. There's a reason that for the longest time people were calling it like one of the best games ever made.
It holds up. Yeah. It still holds up to this day. It still, I mean, it has very creepy imagery. It has a lot of cool stuff going for it. It's the perfect like Hero's Quest game. Like, as one of the first to be in 3D, just like how the original defined what an 8-bit game should be, this game defined what a 3D adventure should be. 3D
adventure games to the point where like so many games use like targeting, and this game made that. And it's like
this game was out the gate with that.
Crucial piece to like how we play games today, where I'm just like, if we didn't have that, like, I don't know who would have been like, oh, this is actually a good idea to just center the camera on this thing. I'm sure it would have happened, but I feel like it would have taken a long ass time before someone was like, they should do that.
I'm not sure a long ass time, but that doesn't, I don't want that to downplay like how impressive it was that they kind of got it from
that was
the
just
start.
like one revolutionary thing it did. There's several things. It also just was like, here we go. Here's how gaming works now, which obviously is
right.
It's not to say that it's the only one that's done it, right?
No, of course not. But I hate it. I'm all good with people being critical, and I think it's a great idea to reevaluate, reassess, and look at like what you may actually not have liked about that game, or reconnect and look critically. See, I think that's great.
My least favorite part was that they didn't have a sex scene.
They did not. Well,
between adult Link and King Zora.
Okay, but they should have. It's a monumental game. Could still be played today. It's still fun. Not a perfect game, but what game
come on.
All right, so I'm guessing this is going to S tier.
Okay, well, so I wanna. This is gonna go in S tier for me at the end. It is. It's my favorite video game of all time.
I'm gonna leave it here for right now.
But I do want to know what you'd put it in.
If I were to actually sit down and think about it, because I do have. So Majora's Mask, for anyone who can't see.
This is Majora's Mask. This is Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, the best game ever made, in my opinion. But it's not everybody's opinion. I understand that.
It's not. And I love this game. But I do. The one thing I will always say about it is I had to learn to love it.
Sure.
And whether or not you believe that should be a negative to the game is completely subjective. 100%. Me personally, because it's not beginner friendly, because it's such a departure from what you're used to and typically how these games would play. I'm never going to say, or I never want to put anyone down for trying to innovate. I think the innovation is great. I just think that it's such a crazy different type of experience that's very hard to get into as a beginner. It's
tough. Yeah.
It's like one of those series. It's one of those series where people tell you like, dude, Game of Thrones is amazing, but you gotta get through episodes like 1 through 7.
First of all, Casey, Game of Thrones is perfect in the first season, so I don't want to hear bullshit, but I get what you're saying.
1 through 6. Maybe.
Okay, yeah. 7's really was the peak of Game of Thrones.
It's peak literature. So because of that, where I would genuinely put it is B. Because I did find to love it. It's an above average game. The imagery alone is above average. The story is above average. Learning to experience a game in a new way is above average. Fudge, I might have just convinced myself on the A. I might have. Because it's a very unique experience. And like, I want to give them credit for that. Like, you're doing things in that game that you don't do in any other game, not even just Zelda.
Yeah, right? I think like I don't want to get too into it, but like the way that like you play this game, you explore an entire town in a way that Cadence of Hyrule is a C tier for Cadence. Don't stop. Fucking stupid. Whoa. Wow. I can't believe you. All right, fair enough. Yeah, the way that like it just has you explore these people, these characters, is so unique. No other game has ever come close to just having that, like, I don't even know if I could even say depth. Like, there are games like Last of Us that go a lot deeper into like fleshing out their characters, but feeling like this place is real, like it's alive, and feeling like you want to save it is like a thing that's made so unique. Very, very few other games that use time loops, and I don't think that there is one that has used it as effectively. This is a game that's 24 years old. So
for an ambitious mechanic, the time loop, I think they nailed it. I think they couldn't really done much better than that.
And this is a game that, mind you, was made in a year. It's fucking crazy.
It is. I mean, and that's an afterthought. Realistically, like, it's so cool that it was just made in a year, but it's also awesome that even though it was made in a year, it stands on its own as a just paramount of gaming, just as a medium.
Absolutely.
So yeah, ages, seasons.
I put them. Oh, shoot. The thing is, like, I didn't
beat either.
I haven't beaten them. I'm gonna go back to them because I really enjoyed them, and I got about halfway through Seasons.
Seasons is the one I got very far, but then my save battery died.
That's a bummer.
I would like it as much as probably B.
I would put it.
No, C. I don't like C myself.
When I think of putting it in C, I'm like, oh, I can't do that. I like it. I like it more than a C, but like, I don't like it. I wouldn't put it in the same caliber as like Link's Awakening, you know?
Yeah, see, I like Link's Awakening. I think Link's Awakening did funner things than Seasons, even though I do have to. I mean, Seasons, of course, coming out after that. I do think Seasons did some fun
Can
things.
we put like a B- tier? Is that okay?
I'm not gonna make another tier.
We
already have C.
You
for
know
Cadence.
what, Casey? How about C for Casey?
No, because a lot of people spell it with a K.
Let's put it. Yeah, let's put it up there. Ages,
and then
I put it around the same.
I would throw Ages same. I would. The great game. Now, Links to the Past, Four Swords. At this point, we're just talking Four Swords.
So we talked about this off camera and camera. We have fucking cameras on us. Anyway, I initially put this higher up. I think I could put this in a D tier.
So I'm good with D tier. The thing that is when you do have 4 people playing with it,
it's fun.
It is a blast.
It's so fun.
But the problem is
I don't have friends.
3 friends that have Game Boys that have this game that have link cables, and then like it's only fun genuinely for like a few hours, and then you're done. You can't really.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be competitive. If you're a competitive person, you can go back in and try to get better scores or whatever.
I get it.
But there's just not much to the game, unfortunately. Short game.
Yeah.
The 3DS version is the way to play it, in my opinion.
Okay.
But I'm me personally, C to D. I'm between there, and D sounds good.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Wind Waker.
Ooh.
Put that shit in A tier, my man.
That has to be. What an adventure. Again, another sidestep for the series.
Oh my God.
But it's kept the same spirit as Ocarina of Time, but like they added so many cool things, and like you're able to pick up weapons in this one, and the art style is great, and the seafaring adventure is a fun time. The music is, I think, my favorite in the series.
Yeah.
I think.
That's a contender for best music. Wind Waker has a great soundtrack. It does so many things with its soundtrack that make it feel perfect, like perfectly made for it. You're just like, oh yeah, of course this sounds a little fucking Scottish. You got a little Scottish boat. He rides around on it. It's like so whimsical and cute and happy. And then the game's just like, it has a dark ass story.
Oh yeah,
weirdly, and it plays it off like it's not. It's like a Kirby game where you're just like, oh shit, that's kind of fucked up.
Kinda. I mean, especially the way you killed Ganon is just straight up. Just
oh my! It's the hardest fucking like shit they ever pulled. It was just like he just stabs him in the head. Spoilers for 20-year-old game. Stabs him in the head.
Yeah. Stabs him.
So cool, and it's
also
my favorite. Like one of my favorite Ganons. Also, if I may say, I love how he is presented.
He's very intimidating. Yeah. Shout out to also giving Zelda a very cool role in this
and like
game.
A real personality. I like Zelda in this a lot.
Absolutely,
cool.
Absolutely. I would marry the marry her.
Okay.
And then also, like, at the end of it, she doesn't stay a princess. She's like, nah, fuck her, pirates.
Yeah,
cool.
It's like pirate life for me, and you're like, yeah, okay, let's do that. Yeah, that's sick.
All about it. All about the lore. It's a great game.
I quite like it.
All right.
Okay.
Four Swords
Adventures. We also had a conversation about this, and initially I did put it below Four Swords. I think I would put it in C tier.
I think C. I think it falls to the same issues that Four Swords did have, where now you have to have 3 friends that have 3 Game Boys. Luckily, they don't have to have the same game, but they all need GameCube to Game Boy Link cables. Yeah. But if you do have that, in my opinion, this is one of my favorite co-op games of all time.
Okay.
Like,
I can respect that.
It's so fun you're going on the same adventure together. Anytime you separate from each other, you go to your Game Boy, and now you're like doing something completely different. The puzzles are really fun for co-op.
True.
The bosses are a lot of fun. The graphics look great. This is a game you could play by yourself.
That's
the single player.
The single player
is
is
fine.
Solid. Like actually, that's something it has over Four Swords, and then the other one, which we'll get to. But I think it did the best job of balancing single player versus multiplayer. I think it's personally probably now that I think about it, my favorite multiplayer Zelda. I don't know if it like matches other co-op games for me. But like I think that it does do solid puzzles. It's just fun, honestly, to mess around with your friends in. Got nostalgia for this playing it with you. Way when we were kids. It's nice. It makes me happy. Makes me happy to think about it.
Great game.
Yeah.
Great game. I can't put it higher because again it's crowded by the same things that hurt Four Swords. But I also love the multiplayer the shadow mode in this. Like there's just attack the crap out of your friends.
There's another game, I forget what it's called, but it does the shadow. It's basically Four Swords shadow mode, where it's just like that arena and you like have little powers or little abilities you use. And it's like, it's fun. Almost exactly the same. It's on the Switch. I'll let you know if I remember it. We should play that.
Please.
That'd be fun.
Let's do it. So right now, what do we do?
What the fuck?
Minish Cap.
That's a B tier for me.
That's a B, huh?
You know what? I don't know if I could put it above Link's Awakening, honestly.
So I'm kind of with you on that. I'm solid B. It's above average.
It's a great game.
I
love it.
I can't justify the A on it, but I mean for the Game Boy Advance, the perfect Zelda game.
Dude,
it really is.
I looked at like little gameplay bits of it recently, and I was just like, how the fuck did I not notice how great it looks? Like besides
right?
all the incredible dungeon design, incredible like progression that it has you do, and how like fun all the little quests are. Just looks so good.
It does. It looks gorgeous. It mimics the Wind Waker kind of look very well.
Yeah, it 100% does. It translates it really well to pixel art. And I just don't even fucking realize. I didn't even realize it was pixel art until recently. Because I was just like, that wasn't pixel art. It couldn't have been. It was so detailed. It was. It was.
That's amazing.
Fucking crazy.
If I had one complaint about this one at all, I feel like the dungeons are extremely linear in this one.
I can see that for sure.
But I think that made for a great on-the-go experience. Yeah. I think made it very easy. It fit well on the Game Boy Advance. It was a great game. Having Link and Zelda be like childhood best friends in this one was a kind of cool change of pace. It's just a different way to tell a similar story.
Yeah.
And Vati, I liked him as the bad guy.
For sure. Vati was really cool. Vati. Vati is a really cool villain. I thought like him in Four Swords was like, he's pretty okay, whatever. Minish Cap, I was like, yeah, I like him. He's cool.
He's so you. I like
the cut of your jib, man. I'm gonna say.
Speaking of jib, let's talk about Twilight Princess.
All right, I think this is where we're gonna disagree for sure.
This is if we don't meet in the middle on this one, then we're gonna be here for forever.
Okay, so I mean,
so let me tell you where I would put it. I wouldn't put it in
okay,
F.
That's actually
not a failure
really
of a game.
Surprising.
It's not a failure of a game. I would probably lean towards. I'm probably like high D on Twilight Princess.
That's crazy.
I would. You know what? C, just because it has phenomenal music.
All right.
Actually, the music of this game outlives this game itself.
Interesting. The music, I think it potentially does have my favorite soundtrack. It's
hard to beat.
Very beautiful soundtrack. Oh my god. I would personally put it in B tier, but you know what? I'm not a diehard for Twilight Princess. I like it a lot. It's really nice. Top of C tier would be I can accept it. I personally think it's better than that, but
so let me get into all the reasons I fucking hate this game. No, I'm not gonna get too far into it. I will say, to justify my dislike of it, it is my least favorite Zelda game so far.
Fair.
I think that every issue that people have brought up with Ocarina of Time, this game does twice as bad. I hate the items. I hate the big ball. I hate the spinner.
The thing is, like, the items are they're interesting in their dungeons and not always in their dungeons. Sometimes, like, the Dominion Rod is so fucking annoying. It's not fun to use.
I hate the Dominion.
It's
You're right.
so bad.
Absolutely. I forgot about that stupid rod.
But there are items where I'm like, okay, Ball and Chain was, like, kind of fun in its dungeon. I'm cool with that. But, like, it just doesn't... You're never like, oh, I can pull this out, and that'll be really fun. Or I could pull this one out. I could use my my spinner, and then I could spin around all these guys. It's like, no, you use it for this puzzle, and then that's it. And then there's like one puzzle in the overworld where you use it, and you're just like, why the fuck? Why the fuck? Why do they have this item? It's not fun to use. It's not innately fun. And that, I think, is like such a weird thing for Nintendo to make. The company that like prides itself on just like putting fun before everything. I'm just like, that doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem like they made this game sometimes.
Right. And I also hate I deathly hate the tiers where you're collecting the frickin'
the Tears of Light quests are pretty bad. I can't justify that. They're a slog to get through, and they're like completely mandatory, and it's just like, why do they do that? Why do they do that? But like, I like the story a lot. Even the intro, which is like kind of like I wish I could get to the game part. I'm like, you know what? I like these characters though, and they're kind of fun. And I can let that slide. And then you get to the Tears of Light thing, and you're like, never mind, I fucking can't do this. But then the dungeons are fun. And
I like the Cave of Ordeals. I thought that was pretty fun.
It's pretty cool. And I like I like Midna, and I like Midna at the end when she's hot.
When she's hot, and I would absolutely do her.
I think she's.
You know what?
I think she is my favorite. I think she is my favorite Zelda companion.
My partner.
Possibly my favorite Zelda character. She's really good.
She does have the best Zelda track of all is definitely Midna's.
Oh my! It's one of the best tracks of all time.
It's up there.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. So that's why I can understand a lot of people liking this game. For me, it's my least favorite Zelda game, except for this piece of shit.
You know what? I'd put it in C tier. I think it's good. It's pretty good. I think I like it. I like quite a bit.
Okay. I liked it as a child. When I was a child, I thought it was okay. Yeah. I came back and beat it, like actually beat it. I never beat it as a child because I never owned it. I always just borrowed it. I beat it. It has too many annoying parts. I hate going back to that stupid temple. I hate that temple.
The worst part of this and Spirit Tracks, which I think I would just put Spirit Tracks right above Phantom Hourglass.
Haven't played it, so I'll
actually I put it above Force Adventure, but I wouldn't put it in B tier. I'll say that. No. I like Spirit Tracks a lot more. I think it does a lot of things better than Phantom Hourglass. But the worst part of both of them is absolutely the central dungeon bullshit.
The Spirit Tracks does that too? I didn't know that.
You're like, F tier.
No.
Actually, can we put it in A tier because it has a train?
I do like trains.
That's I think that's the worst part of it, and it is shitty, and it's not a good dungeon that you come back to all the time. But like, I like the rest of the games. They're fun. It's fun. You get to like do little fun stuff with the DS, and you get the parts where actually I don't remember if you do this in Phantom Hourglass, where you like control a different character while you're doing it with Link. So like in Spirit Tracks, I remember they have it is like there's you, and then in one dungeon you're controlling a Goron character along with Link, and you do a little puzzle with it, and it's like, whoa, this is actually really cool. It's really cool. It's a really, really good dungeon. I like that they experimented with stuff like that. The dungeons and the design of the game themselves, both of them themselves, feel very much like they used the DS to like their limits. of like design wise. It's like, oh, you couldn't do that in a different game, and I think that was a cool way to do that, and I liked it, and it reminds me that fucking Nintendo's just really clever, and I like them a lot. I want to kiss them. I want to kiss them all in their little mouth.
Can we do D?
It's just like, man, I just fucking hate that you talk. Honestly, it's hate.
No, it's so. I wish that I had played Spirit Tracks. I own the game. I have it on DS. I just haven't.
All right, can I sell you on a B tier?
For Spirit Tracks?
Yeah, you can shoot rabbits with the cannon on your train.
I like rabbits. What is wrong with you?
No. These rabbits...
You don't understand. You understand? These rabbits suck.
Yeah, but then when you shoot them, you enter a mini game where you catch the rabbits. So it's fine.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
It's a weird game,
yeah,
dude.
it's a weird game, too. I love it.
I'd play it. We can probably zoom through this one.
Yeah.
This one probably the same.
Yeah, let's do a speed round. Ocarina 3D, same. It's the same game, but with better UI and different graphics. Not better or worse, just different.
Yeah, that one. That's not different. I mean, they reworked the water temple.
That's it. Yeah. 4 stars for the DS. I don't even know if you could do that multiplayer anymore, if they have the servers even. But it was about as fun.
Brother, it's local multiplayer. Why,
is it local?
Why wouldn't you?
You could do online multiplayer too.
Though. I didn't remember it was doing online, but yeah.
Well,
yeah, you could do local. So of course you don't need no server for that.
Whatever. Skyward Sword, I'd put in like this high C, low B. I'd put in C tier.
See, I could.
Speed round,
I can
Casey.
see it.
We
don't got a speed round. This one's important. All
right.
We can speed around the next one, but
sure.
Because like I get why a lot of people dislike this one, but I really liked this one.
I liked it less as time went on.
The more I played,
but I still really like it a lot.
I'll concede a high C.
It's got a special place in my heart. You know what? Low B.
Low B?
The more I think about it, the more I'm like, okay. Oh, I remember Skyward Sword.
I had fun with it, especially the first time playing it. I mean, the 1-for-1 sword, of course, it didn't work all the time, but there are. I hate it, people being like, well, it broke sometimes, so it sucked. It worked most of the time for me. I'm sorry. It worked most of the time.
I criticize Skyward Sword the most for its level design outside of dungeons.
Yes. Extremely linear.
Outside of dungeons, the world is so boring. It's just not fun to go around. I feel like I have to force myself through the same places every time, and then they make you go back multiple times. And if they were fun to do, I would have been like, cool. They're not. They're stupid and they're boring. But the dungeons,
the backtracking sucks.
Dungeons are so good in this fucking game. You
can go bomb bully.
You bomb bully.
bomb bully. Yes, I love this game. I do respect the criticisms.
Totally.
I could handle a high C, but I'm good with
when I think about the imprisoned fight, it makes me want to put it down to F tier because I fucking hate that fight. But then I'm like, but remember the Galactos fight? Remember the ancient cistern, the best dungeon ever made?
Oh, that's my favorite one.
My God,
that's my favorite one.
Good. Remember the pirate ship when you fought the
pirate ship and you're unguarding the fuck?
You fought robot pirates on Robot Pirate Island, the best game ever made.
Now that sounds like Robot Pirate Island.
All right. Boomer HD, same game, but honestly, I like the style. I think it upgrades it in a nice way.
It was an awesome upgrade for a game that didn't need it,
but god damn it, I really love the.
But I appreciate it. Yeah, they didn't ruin anything. They added very little. They didn't ruin anything. They just made things.
I think they kept with the style and added things that made sense with the style. It was really good. Link Between Worlds.
Link Between Worlds.
You know, that's at the top of B tier.
I was going to say, that's exactly
I
what
don't know if I
put
could put it at maybe I could put it at A tier.
I can't justify
I
it.
love Link Between Worlds.
I love it a lot. I think that there is a disconnect with the main gimmick, the going into the wall, and the some of the dungeon exploration.
I disagree a lot with that. Can you provide me an example with citations?
I really wish I could. I played this game when it first came out. And I remember thinking many times, like, man, I wish I could just take this wall. Like, oh man, I really realized I could just be.
I feel very opposite, where there are many times I was like, oh, I wonder if I could, or I feel kind of stuck. Oh, what if I do something with the wall here? And then I did it, and I was like, oh, I didn't even realize you could do that with the wall. That was such a good idea, the wall.
I'd have to play it again. It's been a while since I played it. I remember that feeling, and I can remember one or two dungeons. I remember being annoyed at one dungeon, but it wasn't because of that. I think I just sucked at it.
That's fair. That's understandable. All right, yeah. I'm cool with that.
I'm good with that.
That's totally cool with me. Hyrule Warriors.
Hyrule Warriors is not necessarily a Zelda game. I'm going to give it a C.
It was fine. I'd give it a...
It's fine.
Yeah, C's generous. I'm just not a Dynasty Warriors guy. It's not bad.
It's not my thing either. It's not my thing. All right, I know how you feel about this.
It's not the same.
It's not the
Can
same,
I just give my
so
2 cents?
hate
Can I just
it.
give my 2 cents really quick?
No, yeah. Please,
Can you,
do.
Nintendo was at the peak of their dog shit design when they were like, what would be really fun is if we gave every single boss a big eyeball weak point. Wouldn't that be such a fun thing that makes this game so much better? Oh, Zora swimming, the greatest movement mechanic that's ever been done in any game that's included underwater stuff? What if we just tied that movement that feels good and fluid to a fucking magic system? What if we fucking just did that? Wouldn't that be so good and fun? Wouldn't everybody love that? And then, but what are we going to do with the regular swimming? Oh, make that super fucking slow and boring and nobody likes it. Great idea, Nintendo. You guys are such geniuses. I'll smooch you. Whoever made this, that's not a real threat. I don't want this to get taken down. I will... can you, Azure Sense editor, instead of saying kill, say smooch. Say smooch like that. I'll smooch you. Yeah. Sorry, editor. And then I don't like it. But if you think it's a fine remake, I'm willing to put it up.
I'd at least give it the D. At the minimum.
I'd give it the D, you know what I'm saying?
Sure you would. Because, and hear me out on this. Yes, I don't know why the fuck they changed. They really nailed it with the freaking Ocarina of Time. If they would have just not done shit to this game, made it 3D and accessible, it would have been great.
Literally, there were things that I liked that they changed. There was the Song of Double Time where you can change the hour that you're going to, where I'm like, they should have been in the original. It was such a waste of time not to have that before.
100%.
They had, the UI obviously is a lot better. I think that using items just feels a lot nicer in the game. And it's there are things that were just baffling decisions to me that I felt made the game feel weaker. There are more examples that are coming in my head, and I don't want to get bogged down by it. So I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
Didn't like it. But it's my favorite game ever, so I think changing anything, I would probably still have criticisms.
I'm going to vote for
D. I'm fine with that. Cool. Are we going to have something in F tier? Triforce Heroes would be okay.
I could put Triforce Heroes in F tier.
What I've played of it is fun. The problem is playing it single player is so bad.
Yeah.
And playing it in 2-player is impossible. And I don't know anyone besides you except for one other person one time, because I think we did play it. That is the experience I had, is playing with you and one other person. And I'm like, that was great. But it's just annoying that I have to have 3 people in order for this to be fun.
Well, you can play online, but I don't want to play online with randoms.
I don't want to do that. That's dumb. That's dumb.
Because what they do is you start the game, and they go directly for the answer to the whatever the problem is.
Because they already know the level. Because it rewards you going back to different levels and stuff like that too. Which is fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But when it introduces that and you feel like you can't figure things out on your own. That takes
yeah.
the
I
Zelda
don't get
out
the
of it.
experience
Yeah.
that they got. I mean, people can like that. I actually freaking hate this game.
Oh,
I genuinely
wow.
do. I hate. I think. Now I haven't played it very much, so I guess I shouldn't say hate. I wish it was more of an adventure and less of, okay, you choose your one level. Okay, here's the one thing you have to do in the level. Oh, you did it! Yay!
Wow, good for you.
Like this had the potential to be a Four Swords.
It did, 100%. It could have been a lot of fun. It could have been a blast. I think it missed the mark in a lot of ways, and it's a bummer because the parts that I played when it was fun, I was like, wow, I get it. I get what they were doing.
Oh, I got another one for F.
No, man. You got an F tier coming up. They never should have made HD.
I mean, this one, right? Like, I've never actually... I own it. I have never played it. It was the same, right?
I think it's the same. I played... The parts that I played through, because I did buy it, because I was like, why not? It's the same game. That's why not. It's the same game.
I own it, too. All right, Breath of the Wild.
I put it A tier, probably.
It's got to be
It's got to be A tier.
It's got to be.
A tier.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's
put
fine.
it as the fucking guess.
Yeah.
At least, at minimum.
I'd put it at the same, wherever Link's Awakening is. It's the same game. You know what? It's really fascinating, actually. I'm going to get so nerdy right now. But people were like, I started engaging with it when people were talking about like, oh, the design's different because you don't go from like one like square to the next. It's all connected. And it does change how you play it. It feels different.
A little bit.
In a way where like it almost feels like, wow, I kind of wonder how this would feel like if you designed the world this way. And it like, because it wasn't made to be designed that way initially. So it kind of feels like, oh, there are parts where I can tell this wasn't designed with this open world, or not open world, but like seamless world in mind. And then there are things in like Echoes of Wisdom where I'm like, oh, I feel like they kind of had the same template and then like did do it with that in mind. And that was really cool that they have this and it feels very intentional in that level design way. But yeah, it really, other than that, I love the art style that they went for. I think it works great. And it's just like another way to play a really great game.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. I honestly might be able to make an argument for A tier because of the modernizations, like that kind of fixes the problem that I brought up with the original, right? Like it's a different hardware and they do more with it. Like even if it's just like visuals and like I don't know, slice or quality of life updates, like they still did add to it. And if that's one of my only things keeping it down, I could make the argument for A tier.
For sure.
But I'm good keeping it B.
Yeah, I'm good. I could even see it A tier. I'd be fine with that. It's a great, fun game. It adds a couple little collectibles too that I liked. I was like, oh, this is really fun. Oh
yeah, I favorite Zelda game, absolutely nailed in the. I mean, when this was revealed and I saw the art style, I squealed. I squealed.
Yeah. I totally understand. Skyward Sword HD, haven't played it. I actually do wonder because the controls are different.
So you can do different controls. Yeah. I'm just gonna put it right.
I'll put it there. Yeah.
I haven't attempted it. I do own the game, but it's just like for some reason I own all the remakes. I don't know why. I'll get to it at some point, I guess. I don't know.
Sure.
The gameplay looks like maybe with the controller it could be cool.
Yeah.
It's just definitely different.
I do want to try it because it seems interesting to like, how do you adapt a game with motion controls while allowing for non-motion controls? How does that change it, you know?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears I would put. I don't know how controversial this is. I would put it. You know what? I think I'd put it in a high C, maybe low B.
Dang, I didn't see that.
I like it. I still like this game quite a bit, but
how the fuck did that?
I am very disappointed. I was personally disappointed with a lot of what it didn't really do. Like Breath of the Wild, amazing a revolutionary game that I truly do believe like it is, because we're already seeing the effects of it in the industry and like in other games, and you're like,
other
wow,
games,
it kind of made the open world so much more interesting. You're like, wow, it's super cool. Tears of the Kingdom, I think, is weird because it feels like Breath of the Wild Definitive Edition, where they're just like, what if we added a bunch of stuff so you have like way more quests and you have a bunch of like things where you can like tinker around with stuff and explore the world faster, and you're like, oh, this is fun. And it was cool for like first 10 hours, and then I was like, I feel like I'm doing the same things. I feel like I'm not encouraged to explore my options that you're giving me. It feels like I doing things more creatively and differently feels like a chore rather than a reward. And that
you actually just nailed right there my biggest issue with the game.
I just like I like the Ultra Hand is fun to use, but like it's not a thing where I'm like, man, I can't wait to make like a whole mecha robot to ride around in when the battery's gonna run out in like 2 seconds, and it's much faster to just use like a little like 2 fans and a control stick to get me around way faster. Like I don't want to waste my time going to do a thing I want to do. It feels like I have to stop playing the game in order to like play it how they like encourage you to. And I'm like, that's silly.
Yeah, what it comes down to for me is in a similar vein, is I'm not good at building things. I don't have that kind of mindset.
Yeah.
I'm not good at it. So I just get more frustrated than anything. So to be as honest as possible, I haven't beat this game yet.
Oh, okay.
I think I put 50 hours into it. Like I put a lot of time into it. But a lot of that time was just being frustrated.
Yeah.
And like seeing all the cool things other people make, and I just go, I'm the kid with the Lego sets that I don't take them apart. I get the instructions, I put them together, and I actually have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So this game, to bring it around, it's not for me. I'm not the intended audience.
Yeah, that's fair.
But on top of that, so there is still a game underneath, right? It's still a Zelda game underneath, and there's still shit to do. However, it's now at this point, after 50 hours, I never even got an update. I still don't know how to fucking update my battery. I have no fucking clue.
It's not.
I actually have no
very
fucking idea.
Actually, I'm glad you bring that up.
I still don't know. I have no. I know you can, because I've seen some people with like 17 batteries, and I'm like, wow, my one dies immediately.
It's a grind to upgrade your battery.
Is it?
It's so
cool.
Like you have to go in order to upgrade your battery. You have to go in the depths.
Thank you for finally telling me.
And like just farm a bunch of like the rocks down there, which the depths are so boring. I'm sorry. It was very cool and exciting for like an hour,
for like a second,
and then like afterwards, I was like, oh. That's the whole thing, and it's as big as the above ground map, and it's just that. It's just the same like one spot in the beginning over and over and over again, and it's just not fun to explore. But you feel like you have to in order to do the like fun Yiga stuff, which is kind of cool, and it gives you the promise of exploration, and then you explore it, and you're like, I was duped. I have been duped. I'm a duped man.
I'm not seeing anything new.
I haven't seen anything new. In fact, put this below Twilight Princess. Because at least Twilight Princess has a fun story. This story's so fucking boring and dumb and bad. And I know people are gonna like. There's some people who are like, oh, but isn't it so cool because Zelda did this and Zelda did that in the fucking like past tense, because it doesn't happen in the story like Breath of the Wild, but it made sense in Breath of the Wild. And Tears of the Kingdom was like, let's do that again because it's easier to stick to the formula. And then it doesn't do anything interesting. And then when you beat the like main bosses, and then when you beat the main bosses, lower, and you beat the main bosses, the same cutscene happens after every single boss, as if I am a fucking 4-year-old. As if I'm a 4-year-old, Casey, and I didn't already fucking see this 3 other times. Sorry, 4 other times. Because there's a secret extra thing that's like kind of fun until you get to that part, and then you're like, why am I doing this? Why am I playing this game? Oh my god, it's so fucking irritating. But gosh, it is fun sometimes. I swear to God I like this game. I swear I like this game. I swear I like this game. Am I ever gonna go back and play it? Probably not. I'd rather just play Breath of the Wild. Listen, man, I promise you, this is not my... I promise you it's not a bad game, but it's just... It frustrates me. It frustrates me because it's good. And because there are things that could make it better that it chooses actively not to do. And it's like, what the fuck? Why would you do that? It's like watching your kid like grow up and then make all these terrible mistakes, and you're like, you had so much going for you. You had so much. Just fuck me. God.
So what I'm getting is you really didn't like Tears of the Kingdom.
Man, it's not what I'm saying. Echoes of Wisdom, I'm gonna go B tier.
You go B tier?
No, for Echoes of Wisdom. No, put that shit in C. Oh,
okay.
Get that out of my face. Yeah, Echoes of Wisdom. Now we're here, and the last one, and yeah, and yeah. All right, Sorry, I'm sorry. This is my favorite game franchise, guys. So Echoes of Wisdom. Have you played it yet?
I am okay. It doesn't let me put it back down. I am currently an hour and a half in.
Okay.
Because, and I'm going to use this time to complain about this, because no one knows how to fucking distribute video games anymore when you fucking pre-order it on Amazon and they give it to you late, so you can't go and bring it to your fucking... I'm sorry. I was matching your anger.
Yeah. No, that's fair. If that's what I sounded like, then Jesus Christ, maybe I don't like Tears of the Kingdom.
No. I was genuinely frustrated because I tried to get the game. It came out like a few days before a trip I had, and I really wanted to play that game on the trip, but I live in a small town where we don't have like a GameStop, right? So I tried to like pre-order it on Amazon, but they don't do pre-orders anymore. So I tried to pre-order on GameStop, and GameStop doesn't like send out the pre-orders to get to you in time. So it came to me after I was already done with my trip. So I'm only like an hour in. It seems interesting so far. I like the art style. I mean, of course, it's just the frickin' Link's Awakening engine.
Yeah, it is. It's actually made by the same development studio, which is not an in-house Nintendo studio. It's, I think, the only mainline Nintendo game that wasn't made like from an in-house studio.
I can name 3.
I mean, like original, not like remakes or anything.
I can name 3.
Capcom did.
Yep.
Yeah, but that was a remake.
Yeah, exactly. What? No, Capcom did Seasons, Ages, and Minish Cap.
That's right. Fuck. Shit. And did it Ages and Seasons too?
Yeah.
Shit.
That was the first one.
Really good. Good games. I like Capcom.
Anyway, yeah, Capcom's good.
Well, it's the first one in a long time. How about that?
Got Mega Man.
You bitch.
So, how do you feel about Echoes of Wisdom?
So, Echoes of Wisdom is, like when they talk about like, with Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, we're doing like this whole new freedom to do whatever stuff, breaking away from tradition. Echoes of Wisdom feels like a good balance of both.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna put it in B tier. I think it's really good.
Yeah.
I'm having such a blast right now playing it.
High B, low B,
center B right now.
Killer B.
I'm about
Smeller
most
B.
of the way through it. I think there's only like a couple more dungeons I have to do. But like, it feels really different in like obviously the Zelda doing all the echo stuff, but it's cool because it's a little bit like Tears of the Kingdom, where as you explore, you find like new things. Like with Tears of the Kingdom, you find these new parts, and you can put stuff together in different ways. But with Echoes of Wisdom, you're not like limited by resources. Where like, oh, I ran out of this echo. It's like, oh, I can make this many echoes of this tier, or this many echoes of this tier, like of this level. And I can make them anytime I want. I'm not limited by it. I can just plop anything out whenever I want to. And that feels so fun. And there's like, you think like, oh, well, there isn't really a progression system because it's not like she gets anything new. Yes, she does. She gets new echoes all the time. When you go around, you're just like finding new echoes, and you're like, oh, this would be fun to use with this, or this would be fun to use in this case, or what if I could do this? And it encourages and it rewards your curiosity by just being fun to do. You're not stopping for like 10 minutes to be like, oh, I gotta put this thing together. It's just like, nope, out the gate, I'm doing this, and now I'm having fun. And then you're like, oh, what if I try this thing? And then it works. And you're like, what? That's so fucking cool. And it's just like good time. And the dungeons feel like, I don't think that they're like to the caliber of like Link's Awakening or Link to the Past, which I think, and like, or Link Between Worlds, where like those dungeons are like some of the best in the top-down business. But they feel fun, and they feel like traditional dungeons to a degree, where you're like, oh, I'm going over here, and every single one of these has a solid puzzle, and I'm like, ooh, I think I know how to do this. What if I do it like this? Where like some of the shrines in like Breath and Tears are like, I don't know, they're okay. Some of them are really good, and there's like 100 of them, so it's tough to find out which ones are good. In this one, it's like, it's all good. It's all good, and I don't think I've felt a stinker. And it's just, that's all I'm asking, man. That's all I want. Yeah. That's all I want, Casey. It's all I want. And the story's kind of cute too.
It seems cute. Yeah. I want to know what game gets the S tier.
You know what I'm saying. Come on. You know what I'm saying.
S tier. I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, do it. Yeah. That feels good.
Oh man, if I were to choose one for that, since we're doing one each in S tier. Oh man. You know, it's a tough one, because like looking at these 7 games, they're kind of some of the best games ever made.
I mean, yeah. They're like, it's fucking Zelda, dude.
You know, I might have to be the basic bitch.
Yeah. Oh, you gonna do it?
I'm the basic bitch.
You're gonna put Ocarina?
You know, it's too iconic.
It is.
It's too legendary. It is. I mean, I don't think this series would exist as hard and heavy as it is without the legacy of this game.
I mean, Majora's Mask wouldn't exist without it.
I'll tell you that. I think that although it has flaws and people are right to point them out, it stands the test of time. It's still fun. It's still gorgeous. The music is still being listened to, still being remixed.
Oh, yeah.
The game is super fun. I mean, if anyone really wants to know how much we like it, we did the whole playthrough of a no sword challenge.
Right. And we almost didn't use the sword.
We almost did.
Until that one moment. Spoiling. You gotta watch it to find out.
You gotta find out.
Yeah. I mean, it's like classic hero's journey. It's like the quintessential like legend of Zelda, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you think Legend of Zelda, you think Ocarina.
You do, and not just because of the like the reputation it's gained. Like, that's not the only reason. Like, it's basic to a good degree. To like,
yeah,
it was a good. Oh gosh, what's it called when you like foundation? It was a great foundation for a series built on the foundation that Link to the Past started.
For sure. Yeah, it really was. It was it set the mark for Zelda moving forward until Breath of the Wild was like, fuck that, I'm gonna do my own thing, and then it did, and then that seems like the new benchmark, and I'm super happy with that too. But yeah, it really is it's just that good. It's just that good. But it ain't Majora's Mask, I'll say that.
Before I sign off, I'm just going to let everyone know I was fucking kidding the whole time, baby.
Oh my God.
I was just a joking.
Oh my
Here,
God.
let's
Clip
go.
it. Screenshot it. That's it. Definitive list. Everything else is shit.
Your game sucks.
Your game's bad. It's a bad game.